Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed this stop off. Nice cup of coffee, and time to crack on a little bit upstream. Try and push off. That's it. We're going to go into the chop now. It's going to be really choppy for a bit. Trying to get the skeg off the slipway. That's it, I'm free. Right, I'm going to show you the lakes. All the swans are taking off. It looks brilliant. I'm struggling against the wind and the tide here, but I've managed to get off that slipway. I'm going to show you the slipway. You can hear the water lapping into the bank. There's a slipway. I'm struggling to control the kayak now, so I'm going to back paddle. As soon as I came out, turned me round, you can hear the wave chop on the front of the boat, but it's very, very exposed here. We'll be going to the, not straight ahead, but it looks like we're forking left here because the lake's on the right. Let's go over and have a look at the lake. Okay, here we go. Really hear the water on the boat now, on the craft at the front, slapping into it. It's nice when it dies down a little bit. Hopefully when we get past the lake it might not be so exposed and windy. Yeah, it's really blowing up now. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you under the water. You can see how much weed there is here. Well, I hope that slight bit of underwater footage came out quite nice. This water is crystal clear. You can see all the reefs. You can see the flow now as well. All the reefs are sort of facing towards me. It's thick, absolutely thick here, but crystal clear. It looks like you could drink it. Oh. Wind's dropped, so it's always rather exposed by the tidal lake. And the sun's coming back out. As you may be able to see on the right, it's absolutely thick reeds and lilies. So I'm trying to keep myself more to the centre. It's always like that up here. In fact, this is not as bad as it was well, 3 years ago at the same time when I paddled this section. Looks very, very pretty, but it's a bloody nightmare when you're in a kayak with a skeg on. I'm just thinking back to that last time I paddled this section, and like I said, it is 3 years. It was just after the in between the first lockdown and the second lockdown in 2020. And by this stage of the journey, my bottom was absolutely killing me, where you're sitting on the drop stitch deck. I couldn't get out, and I actually was in quite a bit of pain. But this time round, I'm an awful lot more comfortable. Yeah, so shortly after that trip out, I invested in a gel seat pad. So it's basically a gel pad, loads of holes in it like honeycomb, and a nice cover. And I started using that on my Blue Wave glider, which really helped. I put it under the seat rather than over, and it helped. But in this instance, in this kayak, because I've swapped the seat out for the Aqua Marina high back, which is medium back, I would call it, it's already got a padded cushion, and I've also got my gel pad as well under that, so it makes the absolute world of difference. It's really comfortable. This seat is actually fantastic. I find the back, although it's only medium height, I find it really supportive. So I'm very impressed with this. I think even if I take my hybrid kayak out, or when I next take my hybrid kayak out, I'll get this in there, because it's the best seat I've owned so far, and it cost me £23 on Amazon. I think they're up to £38 now. It literally went up within a week of me buying it, but really seriously good investment that was. So yeah, no numb bum. So yeah, really pleased with that. And I've got a microfiber towel out now, and I've covered up my ankles because the sun's out, it's blazing again, so I've got to be a bit careful. I have got sun factor 50 protection on, and I've got some in my 5 litre dry bag I'm carrying in the front, so if necessary I'll just pull up by the bank, rub some more on my arms so my arms don't burn. But that's basically the only bits that I've got exposed at the moment. As I said, you've got to be really careful when you're out on the water. It's 10 times worse than if you're just out for a walk. It literally is like getting loads of tin foil, smothering it in cooking oil and saying, come and get me. Well, we're coming into a very open bit at the moment. I'm not sure how the audio's coming out. I've raised my voice up, but you're very exposed from the left hand side. I'm really struggling to paddle around this bit. I know once I get round the bend I'll be okay, and the river narrows right down soon, so it'll get a little bit calmer a bit further up. In all fairness, sections like this are quite welcome really, because you just sort of get into sort of like a routine. You're just ambling along, you know, and then suddenly you've got to do a bit of work, so it sort of wakes you up a little bit, which ain't such a bad thing. There's a little estuary to the left. Now it's just going into the field. Must be some sort of drainage ditch that's filled up. Certainly can't paddle into it. Some bloody big fish in this water. I find on this section that I spend a lot of my time just staring into the water because it's so clear. It's just so beautiful to look at, and then every so often a nice big fish will come swimming along or underneath the craft. God, that's right over the river, that willow. Let's go under the bit that's a little bit higher, I think. As you can see now, look, the river's narrowing right down. And I think last time I came down here, there's a little pleasure cruiser that comes up and down the river. I nearly got caught out. It was really narrow and it come chugging towards me. But we got by each other, but it caught me out a little bit. Haven't seen it today. that's it. Right, dragonfly coming to have a little nose. With pretty colours. And now we're forking round to the left. There's another canoe coming down, so I'll stay on the right hand bank. Oh yeah, you're right. It's beautiful, isn't it, out? Yeah. Sorry? Oh no, it's beautiful, yeah. Oh. Oh, I can see. Yeah, I can see them. Oh, keep away from them then. Give these two a bit of a wide berth. Oh yeah. You're right. Chuck her over. There you go, a day out on the paddle. Nice relaxing paddle. The youngster's not paddling and the other one's having a pop at her. Oh yeah, all right. Few more day hirers, and as you can see, a lot of the time I have to sort of stop and try and work out where they're going, because they tend to be all over the shop. But good luck to them, they're out enjoying the river, and we're all entitled to do that, and everyone's got to learn. Dog in the water to the right there. I hope it's a dog. Yeah, it is. More hirers coming down. Oh yeah, you're right. The problem with this section of river is it does tend to be busy. It's the day hirers putting in from Fordwich, and they paddle down to, well, they can if they want, paddle down to Grove Ferry. It's normally just a one way, and then they can just they get a lift back. So it's and they do it the other way around as well. So you have canoeists, kayakers hiring and paddling up to Fordwich, and then they can get a lift back. So it's because it's quite a paddle, so to do it there and back like I am is it's quite a chore. Can be, you know, a chore, especially if you're not used to being out on the paddle. And as I think you can see, a lot of these aren't. It's literally like playing dodgems. Which way are they going? I literally stop, try and gauge it, and at the last moment I move. Oh, there's someone in, I think, an old Ituit. Oh yeah, you're right. Great out here today, isn't it? Yeah, and Ituit 2. I used to have the Ituit 3. I think they've now rebranded them X100, 200 and 300. You know, 1, 2 or 3 person. But I built like a tank, really stable. Just had to move on from it. I wanted something a bit faster and sleeker and more robust, and all my kayaks since have been. I think I probably only sold it, I actually only sold it last year. I wasn't getting hardly any use of it because I had the Blue Wave glider already, the full drop stitch, which I've had for 3 years, and I already had my hybrid kayak. So I sold it and made more than I paid for it actually, but it was in perfect condition. It's now turning out to be a beautiful day. And why would you want to rush down or up a river like this? You know, we do that in our day-to-day life, don't we? We get in our cars and we fly from A to B in them. Very tunnel visioned. Well, you've got to be, you're driving. But, and a lot of people put too much emphasis on speed. This is quite a fast kayak. It's not as fast as my glider, because that's a lot sleeker. But it's fast, it does glide through the water. But I didn't get it because it goes faster, I got it because it means I put in less effort when I'm paddling. So yes, nothing to do with speed. It glides through the water quite nicely. So it means that I can go further for less effort. Right, so let's just see how this works out with them coming along, going all over the place and side by side. We will see. Alright, at least fair enough. They're going one in front of the other now. I may be eating my words. They may actually not come straight for me. How comes Mum's doing all the work? Eh? Mum's doing all the work. Hello. Hiya. And this is a particularly pretty piece of the river with all the overhanging trees. Nice bit of shade on this little bit so you can get out of the sun. And as you can see, the river's considerably narrow at this point. Although it does get even narrower in a minute. I'm getting an awful lot of dragonfly hovering over the kayak. They're coming out and sort of nosing around it. I don't know whether it's the colour that's attracting them or what it is, but they're literally more or less landing on the front of the kayak, not as they normally do, sort of just fly across the front. I don't know. It's certainly heating up now. Ooh. Yeah, getting quite a bit narrower now. Trying to avoid the right and left banks as well because of the sheer amount of reeds. It's absolutely packed down this little bit. I'm just going to go and see if I can see the bottom. Yeah, too much sun glare off the surface. I don't think it's actually that deep here. Probably about 4 or 5 feet deep. I've just stopped for a moment just to cool off a little bit. Now I'll crack on. There's an example. There's a family that probably went down as far as the tidal lake, because I see them earlier, and now paddling back upstream to Fordwich. Hello, congestion. You're in control, you're in control. You're in control. It's not his fault, it's the paddle board. Right.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is, as I said, this is a very, very narrow bit, so everyone's trying to pass each other. I literally bottomed out back there, so I'm going to have to take this wide. In fact, this was only about 4 or 5 inches deep last time I did this. A lot deeper this time. Well, as you can see, it got a little bit hectic and busy back there, shallow and narrow as well, so all good. Everybody got through unscathed. Oh, 1 o'clock, so I've been on the water for 3 hours now, so still heading towards Fordwich. Oh yeah, you're right. Your dog in charge. She's loving it. Till she sees the swans. The old dog laying on the paddleboard. Probably keeping the paddleboard stable. I've actually just gone past the point of where I stopped back in 2020. Yeah, it was just basically, I really had enough and I just stopped by a fishing sleep and had a drink and turned round and paddled back. Now, from memory, I had wrist strain at the time and I ended up wrapping it up. By the time I got there, that was it. Actually, I'm just coming up to the sleep now, so I was wrong, but yeah, so it was a bit disappointing because I nearly made it to Fordwich, and I just realised I just couldn't go on any further. The wrist was aching so much that I had to stop and turn around, and then I had to sort of a 2.5 hour paddle back, which was fairly heavy going. But we're carrying on today because I'm sure it's actually just only about another half a mile away. I'm determined to actually get there this time, otherwise I'd have to come back out and do it all again next week. Not sure what that structure is meant to be on the right there. Yeah, no idea at all. Well, fair old wind again now. I'm paddling quite hard. Once I get out of this wind, it'll be alright. May not look like it, but I'm really having to work at this. I can see Fordwich church steeple in the distance, so it is within sight. Although that can be deceiving, there could be about 8 bends before that. But yeah, I think we're getting there now. I'm just taking it nice and easy now, just slow strokes. Taking the time. Just staring into the water again and seeing what I can see. Absolutely baking up out here on the water now, but all good. In fairness, I'm glad it wasn't like this all the way. Tide's still against me and the wind, so I am hopeful that when I do reach Fordwich and turn, that I'll get a bit of a blow and assistance on the way back. And what I'll probably do is stop off at the tidal lake and have my lunch. I'm not hungry yet, even though I've been on the water for over 3 hours. 3 hours 15. Yeah, I don't really fancy food yet. Just want to get there, get that bit out of the way, and then start the journey back. Well, we're approaching Fordwich now. Some girlies are enjoying themselves on their paddle boards in front, messing around, doing handstands and the like. Good luck to them. Surprised they haven't fallen in. Oh, let's get round them. Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks. I was going to try doing a handstand as well, but I don't think it's going to... I'm impressed. Maybe 40 years ago. Well, we've just gone past the Canoe Wild Hire point, so as you probably see, that couple were getting out. We're just going to go on a little bit further, and then that'll be it. I finally made it to Fordwich. Been on my bucket list since my failed attempt 3 years ago. So here you go. Oh yeah, you're right. It's pretty scenic up here. Yeah, quite impressed. Well, I can see cars, so I think that's the bridge going over the road, so that is literally Fordwich. I think that dog's weighing your kayak down, isn't it? It's the dog's fault. It's your fault, dog.
A bit low, isn't it? See anything interesting?
Well, I can't film it. There's loads of kingfishers.
Are there?
But you never catch them on film, though. They're too small.
Too small, yeah.
Well, that's it. I've reached Fordwich. Gone up as far as the bridge. There's loads of children jumping off of it, jumping into the water there, which is absolutely fine. They're having a whale of a time, so I'm turned around, leading to it. I'm not tired. I don't need to get out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around and start paddling back. Anyway, this video will probably be in two parts, from Grove Ferry to the lakes, and then to the lake, and then from the lake back. But I'll see how it goes. Depends how much footage I get. So yeah, that's it. Grove Ferry to Fordwich completed. Now I've just got the 2.5–3 hours back. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, thank you for popping by and viewing, and once again thank you to my regular subscribers for your continued support. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.